I'd like to share with you some of my favorite foot exercises. These are great for keeping your feet aware of the ground beneath them, so a lot of proprioception, stimulating work, circulation, getting your nerve endings to actually feel the ground, which helps you with your balance. It helps with strength because we differentiate the toe from the foot, and that allows the toes and the feet to get strong. And then there's a little bit of stretching. So I love all of these, and I hope you'll enjoy them as well. So here we go. First thing, I have a ball. And this is a soft sort of massage ball. You can use anything from a lacrosse ball, which is rather hard, to a tennis ball. Anything that suits you. So I'm turning to the side so you can see. I'm just going side to side. I'll show you from this angle. Just going side to side. And of course, if balance is a problem today, just hold on to a wall or a counter. And I'm just getting the feelings going. I'm going to lift my toes and then squeeze around the ball. Lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze. And then I'm going to come a little further forward, so I'm no longer here where I was rubbing. I'm going really into the arch, and I'm going to step on and off of the ball. Again, more circulation and proprioception. Maybe you feel like rubbing back and forth there as well. Then I'm going to come to my heel, and I might start out just sort of stepping on and off, and then a little bit of movement in my thigh. I'll show you from this direction as well, so that I can wiggle back and forth. Good. And then I'll switch to the other side. So I start just rolling the pad of the foot. Yeah, just going back and forth. I see a fuzz that I couldn't resist pulling off. And then I'm going to open my toes and close them on the ball. Open and close, open and close, and open and close. And then go into the arch, and I'm putting pressure on and off. I might even move through parts of the arch, different angles. I might roll. It's all up to you. It's all good. And then coming under the heel, and I step on and off, and then wiggle back and forth. Just get a little more texturizing going. Great. So now that we've done that, our feet are a little more awake. I'm going to just let that ball go to the corner. So our feet are a little bit more awake, and I want to show you some toe stretches. I'm going to come down onto my blocks to sit. A nice solid chair or stool would be a great idea. So what we're going to do is start off holding hands with our foot. If for you, doing something like this is not that easy, being low makes it more difficult. It will be easier if you are high up. You can even find a stool to put your foot on, and you can still do what I'm doing. Maybe you won't want to have so much external rotation at your hip, and that's fine. We're holding hands with our feet. You can do it right here. So I could have my foot on a stool, still having a neutral spine. I'm not flexing my spine, and I can still hold hands with my feet. I personally like to do it this way, but there's nothing that says you need to do it that way. So I'm holding hands, and then I'm getting some ankle mobility. So I'm making some circles and just sort of turning around and about, maybe pointing and flexing, just getting all the feelings going, a lot of movement, and a lot of toe separation with my fingers. So the next thing I'm going to do is look at the mobility of each toe. So I'm giving my toes a little circular massage. I'm going to need this in a minute. So I'm just grabbing each toe and circling it back in one direction and then the other. So each toe gets a little mobility work just around, You can take longer than I am. I'm just doing a couple in each direction. Good. And then I'll come to the other side. So again, you could be doing it from here. And I can show you that I could do it right from here or from here. Sometimes one side is a little stiffer than the other, harder to get my fingers in there. I haven't been wearing my little sweater toe socks as much as I should be. So this is a good indicator to me I need to get back in them. All right, so we started with that. Now we're going to circle in each direction, circle in each direction, giving just a little massage to those joints. And around we go. So next comes toe lifting. You can do it seated or standing. And the first place we're going to go with that toe lifting, a rubber band is a great idea. This is obviously a circular band, but it's so lightweight and flexible that I can get it beneath my, or threaded through my toes. So my goal is to get my toes to start working on their own separately. So I'm going to hold down those toes, and I'm just going to get this a little further up, lift my big toe, just like that. I could even try holding this kind of firm and getting my big toe to do the work, almost like exercise for the big toe, of going back down. You can also go the opposite direction, hold down the big toe, and whoopsie, sometimes you have to do a little more circling because my little toe just keeps wanting to escape. But I'm going to hold down the big toe and see about lifting the little toes. And maybe you need assistance from the rubber band. If that felt pretty easy, maybe you want to do it without assistance from the rubber band. There you go. And if that worked well, you can try, there we go, lifting the big toe while the other ones stay down, and then the opposite. So that's the beginning. There's a lot more that can be done, but that's the beginning of it. So we hold down the big toe and lift the others. And you can see my big toe is fighting me. It wants to come up. So this is a little easier for me. Once I've done that, let's see if I can do it on my own. It's a little bit harder. And then, so what would happen if I felt really comfortable with that is I might lift all of my toes and then see about articulating down one at a time, starting with my pinky. What I find really difficult is the other direction. Lift all of the toes, start at the big toe and come down, and they pretty much all want to come down together. So big toe and then going through them, the game is not on. So that is something I need to work harder at. I could do all of that standing. And the added benefit to standing is I need to work on my alignment while I do it. So if I tend to have forward hips, I want to back my hips up so they're over the center of my heel. Doesn't mean that my toes lift up. Initially, this is a good standing alignment right here. I'm going to look down to see what I'm doing, and then I could do my toe exercises here and see if I can keep that neutral alignment. So that's just another challenge. The last thing I'm going to show you is the top of the toe stretch. For some people, this is really unpleasant. So you might want to do it on carpeting. We don't want to change our spine. So let me reiterate that we want to find our neutral spine. Best if we hold on to something to begin with, because it does help you keep track of what your spine is doing. And then just stick your toe out behind you. Don't go for a big stretch, and just see about putting a little pressure, and it's stretching the top of your foot and the toes. Then maybe see if you can go a little further. There are people who want to lean into it. I don't really. And do the other side. And you just feel that it's very different. If you're not used to doing it, I can't say it's a delightful feeling. It's a very different feeling, but it's really useful. Really, really useful. Helps to undo the thing that happens when you have a lot of sneakers have a toe lift that's pulling your toe up, which is not great for your toe strength. So actually reversing a little bit of that and then working on toe strength is a great thing. And you are working on toe strength when you're playing with lifting toes. And you can use the rubber band and even play through each toe. So those things can be done at various times during the day. I find that if I am seated and watching TV at home, which I try to limit, but let's say I'm doing it with bare feet. And I will get my hands on my feet and inside my toes, and I will massage and move them around. I might have a ball on the floor, and I might rub my feet on the ball. There's so many things you can do that doesn't have to take up extra time in your day. So I hope you try a couple of them.